guys, Juliana here, and once again welcome to my channel. Today in this video I want to talk about the beauty shoot that I recently did, and I just walk you through it. I'll show you the set that I use, the light that I use, and my thought process behind it. So hopefully it will be useful for you and you'll find it inspirational, and yeah, just to show one of my shoots behind the scenes and explain what I did and how I did it and why. So for this shoot I was collaborating with my very good friend Rachel Bettis. She is a hair and makeup artist. I work with her a lot. I work with her for quite some time now, and she reached out to me because she found this beautiful girl Kathy, which has exceptionally long hair, and she was really inspired to create a few looks for her, and she asked me would I be able to shoot it for her portfolio, and of course I said yes, because it's always exciting to work with creative people. It's always promising to have something very awesome in the shot. When it comes to beauty shoot, and that was a beauty shoot because it was all about hair and makeup, I personally intend to keep it very plain and simple in terms of the background, because I like the emphasis goes directly to the artistry, and that nothing else would be distractional, but it's just my choice. I'm not saying that it's necessarily what you should be doing. Okay, so I choose plain neutral gray background, and the reason that I choose neutral gray, so in my studio I have colored background, and my three go-to is white, neutral gray, and the black background. I must say that these three I use the most. I rarely use the color background ones. I don't know, it's just I guess not my style per se. Okay, so the reason why I choose from these three, I choose the neutral gray, because let's say the color has a saturation and luminosity. So the luminosity is a tone, right? So I said it was a bright green, but it wasn't the dark green and it wasn't the very light. So it comes to luminosity. So that was the reason why I choose not to use for the first one. There was, she had a lot of, Rachel did the curling, and it was a lot of bright green hair, so I didn't want to use and also the ones she was wearing, because you always have to keep in mind all the composition. As an artist, when you take a shot, everything is important. The composition within the shot, what will be located within the shot, right? The proportion, as well as the coloring. And of course you can change the background in post-production. That's one more thing that I would suggest you. If you're not really sure what background to use a kind of neutral gray one, because in my experience this is the easiest one to change. But in this case I wasn't planning on changing the color in post-production. The reason I choose neutral gray is because the tone of the she was wearing the purple, bright purple jumpsuit and the green color, so we've chose together the outfit. I want the tone of the image would be the same, so the tone of the green, the tone of the purple, and the tone of the gray background, the luminosity would be similar. So for me, I felt that would be look much more organic and just look better in the shot. So that's the reason why I chose the background that I did. I also used the black background for the second look, but I'm going to talk more about that later in the video. Let's go for the first look. Okay, so I've chosen the neutral gray background, as I said. For the light, I used two lights for this set. So the first light was the frontal, so I choose it directly above the models, and also I have a back light, which is a rim light located and directed at her head, so because I wanted that nice pretty highlight and separation on the wavy hair that she would be getting, and also would be get from some of her head, just because model in this particular case, and you always have to think what is the focal point of the look and what is it you want to show. Obviously here in that particular look the model had a very pretty detailed braid, so that's why I make her pose all the time a little bit turned to the right to accentuate that and show it the best. So that was the other reason why I chose the ring light, because I wanted on the other hand, on the other side, that's pretty highlight separated, so she would be very well equally lit. So for the modifier, for the front light, I used a large softbox 40 by 40 inch. For the backlight, I didn't use any modifier at all. I just used the speed light, just blank speed light with no modifier at all. What comes to lenses, I use two lenses in the shoot for the first look. For the close-ups, I use 70-200 Canon 4mm lens, and for the more wider looks, wider shots, I use 50mm 1.8. Also, I would like to mention with the shoot, I like to use wind machine when I photograph hair. Of course, it's really depend on the hair. If it's all slick and just kind of pretty, then you don't need any wind, because all you will do is just mess up it. But for the open hair, when I photograph open hair, I think some movement looked really nice. And if you don't have wind machine like a fan, you can use just a regular blow dryer, like the ones that you use to dry your hair. Or even if you don't have that one, that's totally fine. You can just ask somebody to lift the hair, and on the count 1, 2, 3, they would just drop it and you would shot it. Obviously, you probably had to do a few shots of that, but that's a great way as well. So I guess that's it about the first look. For the second look, I use two type of lights, and also I switch the background to black, just because we choose the outfit for the second look black, and I didn't want to do the gray, wasn't contrast enough. So my whole idea for the shot was contrast of the model's skin tone and the hair, and everything else is black. Black dress would almost blend in with the background, and you would be able to see only her face, neck, and her arms, and that beautiful braid that Rachel created for the second look on the model. So that's the reason I chose black background, because also I find the bright color, because I really want to bring up that brightness, and I feel that black background bring up that contrast, and therefore it brings up the brightness as well. What comes to light, I've used first the set from the first look. So again, as I said, two lights, one the front was the softbox and the other one the ring light. So for the second lighting, I just turned off the rim light and left with the front softbox light, and let me show you the difference that it created. Here I just wanted to give you a quick note and show you the difference between two sets of lights. So on your left you see the picture where I used two lights, just the set that I've been using through the whole shoot. So I have one front light and the one on the back is the rim light or hair light. And with this you can see there's the highlights goes on the edge of her face. You can see it all the way here, the light. So there's so much more separation from the background, and of course the overall picture is lighter just because there's also some spill on the black, so the black's not really dark true black, just because you see her dress in front is much darker than the background. Also you can see the separation here, you can see the highlight on the rim of your hair, and that was the light that I've been used. Now in the very end I turn off the light, the back light, and the picture with one light only. This is the front light only. So here you can see there's not the highlight on the edge of her face or her arms, or not on her hair. This is just the front light. So this I would just wanted to show you the difference. So this second picture on the right is a bit different feel of it, and obviously blacks are much more darker and intense here, and it's just for you to show that, you know, there is different lights going on here, and whatever you like the most you can use. So the one here, the one on the left is two lights, and the one on the right is only one front light with the softbox. So now we come into the end of this video. Again, the whole idea of it to show you that you don't need too much equipment to create beautiful shots. It's all about your creativity. And please, if you will want to, if you will be inspired to repeat that, and if this video will be inspirational for you, please do tag me on Instagram. If you'll just upload the picture, I would like to see how you did. Please comment down below what you think of this video. Was it helpful for you? Do you want more behind the scenes and explanation type of video? If you have any other suggestions for the future videos, please do let me know again in the comments below, or just show me some love. I always appreciate it. It warms my heart greatly. Please subscribe. It really means a lot, and it does motivate me to create more videos for you. And if you want to see more of my work, please follow me on Instagram. It's _photo, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.